the Oscars are back. But instead of applause and celebration, this year's ceremony has sparked so much outrage, it feels like Hollywood just dropped a new sequel to controversy, the never-ending saga. People aren't just annoyed, they're livid. And not just your everyday moviegoers, mind you. Even Hollywood's elite are starting to flip tables and say, enough is enough. Case in point, Josh Brolin. Yes, that Josh Brolin. Thanos himself, minus the Infinity Gauntlet. The actor has declared that he's ready to quit acting, and when you hear why, you might just say, you know what, Josh? I get it.
Hey, I just want to say congratulations to the Dune Best Picture nomination, to Greg Fraser for cinematography, for Best Visual Effects, Special Effects, for Patrice for production design, and for sound, I believe. Apparently, I'm going to quit acting because Denis Villeneuve didn't get nominated, and this is just how this thing works. Makes no sense to me. That's okay. And Joe Walker, Denis Villeneuve, you deserve it. It's an amazing film. I think it was even better than the first one. But the people who have gotten accolades sure deserve it. And happy to be a part of it. Congratulations, everyone.
But before we get started with this whole drama, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the latest news surrounding Hollywood. The root of the chaos this year is the Oscars' apparent obsession with prioritizing what many are calling woke nonsense over, well, actual cinematic quality. One film that's fanned the flames is Emilia Perez, a nominee for Best Picture that, let's just say, hasn't exactly been winning over audiences. With a dismal 27% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, this film has sparked an online riot. People are genuinely baffled about how it got nominated at all. Did the Academy even watch this movie? Is the question echoing across social media. For context, Emilia Perez has been described as a fever dream of what Hollywood thinks is cutting edge. But what the rest of the world finds? Well, utterly ridiculous. The movie dives deep into alphabet community nonsense, as critics have put it. And the plot is so far out there, even Sharknado might roll its eyes. But hey, Hollywood decided this was Best Picture material, leaving movie lovers everywhere scratching their heads.
And here is where Zoe Saldana explains the main thesis of the film.
Doctor, I know you did a lot of studies. Doctor, but let me say I disagree.
There we go.
Please?
Here's the case.
Changing the body changes society. Changing society changes the soul. Changing the soul changes society. Changing society changes it all.
Okay, so that's the actual line, right? That's the actual line. This person's still a drug cartel lord who's doing evil things, but it's not about this person. It's about society. Changing society changes the soul, which changes society, which changes the soul, which is circular, but it doesn't matter because bad music.
Josh Brolin, like so many others, has had enough. The legendary actor, who's built an incredible career spanning decades, is now stepping away from acting. Why? Well, let's rewind to a promise he made back in 2021. During an interview with Variety, Brolin said, "If Denis Villeneuve doesn't get nominated for his work on Dune, I'll quit acting." At the time, most people probably thought, ha, that's just Hollywood hyperbole. But Josh wasn't kidding. He's a man of his word, and this year's snubbing of Denis Villeneuve, again, was the straw that broke the camel's back.
How can a film win 6 Academy Awards, get nominated for 10, but the director not get nominated?
It's the most asinine, bizarre. I mean, that's why snubs are such a thing, and that's why we all talk about them. But that's a snub of a snub of a snub that I just thought was an impossibility. But given, everything about the Academy Awards, there are many impossibilities that actually materialized. Whatever it is, I don't understand it. He helmed the whole thing. It's his creation. It's his interpretation. And I love how he dealt with it. And then I'll shut up. But how he dealt with it was all he did was go right into praise for the 10 people who were nominated, and good for him.
Villeneuve, the genius behind Dune, Part 2, delivered a film that both audiences and critics agree is nothing short of masterful. It boasts a 95% audience score and a 92% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. Compare that to Emilia Perez, a film with numbers so low they should probably be buried in the desert of Arrakis, and the outrage becomes crystal clear. Despite Dune, Part 2's stellar reception, Villeneuve was nowhere to be found on the Oscars list of Best Director nominees. Cue the collective "what the f*** from movie buffs and industry insiders alike. To add insult to injury, this isn't the first time the Academy has given Villeneuve the cold shoulder. Back when the first Dune came out, the director was also excluded from the Best Director category, despite the film sweeping technical categories and earning critical acclaim. At the time, Brolin expressed his frustration, saying, "If the Academy Awards have any meaning whatsoever, they'll recognize him." Fast forward to now, and it seems the Oscars have once again proven they don't care about meaning, or logic for that matter. This year's list of nominees included directors like James Mangold, who's a talented filmmaker in his own right, but hasn't exactly produced anything groundbreaking lately. Meanwhile, Villeneuve's omission feels like a deliberate slap in the face, not just to him, but to anyone who values genuine artistry in filmmaking. So, what did Josh Brolin do? He took to Instagram to let his 3 million followers know exactly how he feels. In his stories, Brolin reiterated his past statement and doubled down. "Apparently, I am going to quit acting because Denis Villeneuve did not get nominated. This is just how this thing works. It makes no sense to me." He didn't mince words. It's clear that Brolin isn't just frustrated. He's done playing along with the political games of Hollywood. What makes this moment even more compelling is how comfortable Brolin seems with his decision. This isn't some knee-jerk reaction. It's the culmination of years of watching the Oscars prioritize ideology over talent. If it was about talent, Brolin pointed out, Dennis very obviously would have been nominated. And honestly, he's got a point. The backlash against the Oscars isn't just about Dune or Emilia Perez. It's part of a broader dissatisfaction with how Hollywood operates these days. More and more, people feel like the industry is prioritizing political narratives over storytelling, resulting in films that might check all the right ideological boxes but fail to resonate with audiences. The ratings for the Oscars have been plummeting for years, and this year's controversy isn't likely to help. Social media is flooded with comments like, "This is why no one takes Hollywood seriously anymore," and "The Oscars are a joke." If Hollywood continues down this path, many believe it's only a matter of time before the entire awards circuit fades into irrelevance. Brolin's decision to step back raises an interesting question. How many others will follow suit? As the Oscars' credibility takes hit after hit, it's not far-fetched to imagine more actors, directors, and producers opting out of the whole charade. Hollywood has always been a place where art and politics collide, but the balance seems more skewed than ever. And now, with figures like Josh Brolin publicly calling it out, the industry might finally be forced to take a long, hard look at itself. Josh Brolin's decision to quit acting is about more than just Denis Villeneuve. It's a stand against what he and many others see as the slow unraveling of Hollywood's integrity. The Oscars were once a celebration of excellence in filmmaking, but increasingly they feel like a battleground for ideological point scoring. For someone like Brolin, who's dedicated his life to his craft, that's a tough pill to swallow. As the dust settles from this year's nominations, one thing is clear. Hollywood has some serious soul-searching to do. Whether or not they'll actually change remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure. People like Josh Brolin aren't willing to stick around and wait. If you guys liked today's video, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.